Selection of the team, fairly straightforward.
Yeah, there's a few discussions, there always is. You know, there's a couple of key positions that we look deeply into, just around our combinations, who'd played a lot of footy recently, who's been in finals footy, because we need to get that balance right. So yeah, some good discussions, and here we are.
No new caps, is it a case of test number one, new regime, playing it safe?
I wouldn't call safe, just the best team for this test. Set them up, those combinations are really critical, and guys that have experience, a lot of experience in the team, a lot of guys that have played a lot of tests. Got a really strong bench, very experienced bench, which will be really critical.
You mentioned players that have played recently. Is that part of what got the nod to Perifetta at fullback over Bowden?
Yeah, a little bit. That was all considered. Obviously, the experience of 123 test matches counts for a lot, but also a guy who's in form, good around the high ball, playing great footy. Just 2 weeks ago was in a test match level game in a final, and Bowden could play his part, covering 10 and 15.
What is it that you like about Sammy Penny?
I like he's 6'5" and 120 odd kilos, and great line out jumper, and he can tackle, and he's physical. He's a test forward.
First week as All Blacks coach, is it what you expect?
Yeah, it is. We were set up nicely at the NGCIS, and to come down here on a Tuesday, and then I think it's just a reminder when you walk down the street, the Kiwi public, how excited they are about this test, and you know, we're grateful to play under the roof and in front of a great crowd, and it's a first connection piece, so it's just probably more of a reminder, yeah.
Is it, and then the pressure that's talking about at test level and intensity, the build up to the week, is that all you expected as well? Is it something you haven't noticed?
I'm probably more focused on getting the week right, Sav, to be fair, getting the performance week. Everyone's really clear on their roles and responsibilities, get the mindset right. You know, feedback on the ref right. Lots of little things to get right. Media, it all plays a part of it, yeah.
There's a lot to do, right?
There is, yeah, just more than getting hands dirty on the grass, yeah. There's a lot of big picture stuff. Wearing cheetah watches, everything.
Scott, there's the pressure and the expectation that comes from being All Blacks coach. Have you noticed a palpable difference in pressure and expectation having come from the Crusaders?
Rather than sort of 500,000, there's 5 million. And I think that's part of the responsibility of the role, that there's an expectation that comes with it. And you know, from 1996 I've been involved in professional rugby, so being an All Black as well helps, but Saturday night is when it really comes on, and the performance, and keeping a calm and clear head, and all the time that I spent getting ready and we've got getting ready is when it really is on.
Has anything surprised you about the last 10 days of the week, or being All Blacks coach in this first test week?
Surprised. How big the whole organisation is, the travel, everything is picked up. You've got a lot of stuff goes on an earlier plane. You come in, you set up, you just pick up and moved, and you're just always on the road. I think we're away 114 days this year. From when you press go, so you do a lot of travelling in a lot of hotels. We're a team of the country, so 5 tests here, 9 tests. We're an export country, as you know, and we play a lot overseas. So, but back to this week has been the focus, but it's just an enormity of it.
Raise a tough decision in that halfback role. TJ, an incredible story though, coming back after 2 years away. How hard was that decision to, I suppose, give TJ the nod?
He picked himself for a bit. He's on form. He's a competitor. He's 80 test matches in. He's played a lot, been round. He's a quarter we needed, he's owned a lot of this week, and what's required. He's a test match footballer. The majority available, just on a little bit of selection. A couple of guys that still just carrying without going into detail. A couple of legalies they could have played if needed, but we've gone for a fully fit 23.
Could you also, I guess, your general emotions? You know, you waited a long time for this.
Yeah.
16 months, almost at the start line. Is it nerves? Is it excitement?
I think it's a bit of everything, Liam, to be fair. Like I said, I've been focused on the rugby, which is good, so the peripheral stuff's sort of been looked after, and just dialing in on this test match and what's it going to take for us to win it. You know, they're a hell of a side, England. They're prepared well. Steve's a good coach, he's got a good coaching staff, so I think that's why there's so much excitement, so your focus goes to that.
Razor, how much does it benefit you having prepared for Super Rugby finals? Does that help you in terms of this?
Well, finals are one-offs, and sort of each test has got its own little storyline, own theme, and 20 years ago, Sir Ted actually texted me last night and said all the best. His career started 20 years ago down here in the same place, so there was a nice little touch for him. It sort of, and he had a hell of a career, didn't he? So just probably that legacy part and just the importance of this test and getting it right.
What would be your final words to the guys? I mean, before they go into their huddle and take care of themselves, what would you say to the guys before the first test?
Ooh, it's an early call, Richard. Isn't it? Then if I tell you, then I can't tell them. But it'll be brave, trust himself. Yep.
So it's a Graham Henry message you, is that?
Yeah, nice touch, eh?
Yeah.
Got a few nice messages.
What did he say to you?
That he played 20 years ago and had a test, and it was his first test, and it was just a reminder and all the best, and enjoy it.
Scott, with England naming their team 2 days early, did that in any way change any of your selections at all?
Yeah. No, we'd named ours internally on the Tuesday, so no, wouldn't react to that. And we thought that was going to be the team or close to it, so we're prepared for that, yeah.
And could you give an assessment of what you see England's strengths and weaknesses being?
Oh, their strengths when they play a really good pressure game, when they get their kicks right, when they're aggressive on defence and can turn ball over through their line speed. So that's a lot of their strengths. You always look going to be opportunities, and no matter what part of it, like if we're ourselves in a team, we can hold the ball and ball pressure and create opportunities for us. Our para athletes. Our plan's on, yeah.
What do you see being the most significant battle on Saturday?
I think probably the test pressure, like your ability to be disciplined for long periods of time and stick to the game plan, but also take opportunities.
You said you've been dialed in on the rugby this week, obviously, but will you allow yourself to take a moment on Saturday to soak it all in?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah, well, you've got to enjoy it. That's one thing I've managed to do in most of my career. Enjoy it my little way and enjoy the energy of it that's created. Like I said, with the people and the Kiwis getting in behind this, and this is starting to fill up, and Dunedin, bottom of the south, bottom of the world really in regards to the rugby side of it. You'll enjoy it. You're going to connect us and tap into it. Our themes around Together We Walk, and we walk with the people of the south this week.
How much thought, what was the reasoning behind the bench, and what kind of impacts do you need from them on Saturday night?
Firstly, to execute their roles, and come in and finish the job and make an impact. So firstly, that's it, and keep an eye on what's required in where it sits, the game, how they come on and manage it. So that's really critical. And like I said, there's lots of experience. You've got, when you can put Bowden Powell on your bench, it's pretty special.
Scott, I just wonder if Bowden being on the bench puts extra pressure on Damien McKenzie at fly half?
In what regard?
Without having that kind of experience other ball player at fullback from the start? Damien's got maybe a bit of extra pressure on his shoulders to run the team.
Yeah, oh look, you can see it potentially. You've got over 100 tests outside him in centre and 12, 13, so you can balance it out, or maybe it's time for him to come on at the end and help him out. But the thing is, because Bowden's covering 10 and 12, and I've got Anton that's played a few tests as well, I think that experience, as I mentioned at the start, is critical. So, yeah.
Scott, is this test been played under the new TMO protocols? I think Springboks in Ireland are playing under them this weekend.
There's a few. Which ones are you talking about? Sorry,
The ability to go beyond 2 phases back to spot.
Yeah.
Is that they've been introduced
Yeah.
this weekend? Was that a discussion between both teams, or how did that come about?
Yes, it was, and there was a yes or no. Yep. Not all of the rules. We're going through the list. Yep, that we've agreed on a couple of them, and not the others. So red cards one. We've it's going to stay red card. If they go off, they go off. Yeah.
And has there been any communication with the officials about anything they're looking for, in particular part of the game, breakdown, or?
Just the usual stuff.
Scott, in England's back row, there's Chandler Cunningham himself. He's
Yeah.
grew up in New Zealand,
Yeah.
spent a bit of time at the Canterbury Academy. What do you know about him? What are you excited to see?
He's a big body, big power athlete. Yep, Chandler. Look, I'm really pleased for him. He had 2 options, and he took the white jersey, and he's made the most of it. I'm pleased for him.
Around the country, there seems to be quite a lot of trepidation about the new era and what your team's going to look like. Do you feel that, and how do you kind of concentrate on your job when there's a hell of a lot of pressure from the country, I suppose, to see your team win on the weekend?
Is there a bit of trepidation, is there?
Yeah, it seems like people are, what's the team going to look like, how's it going to be, the new start?
Oh, I think the beauty of our game, because it is a rugby nation, everyone's got an opinion, everyone's going to name their team, everyone's going to have their thoughts and their scores, what's going to look like, and that's great. So that's part of rugby, that's club sport, and I suppose it's probably a little bit more magnified because it is a new, fresh start. So that's a part of it, yeah.
What are you going to do to get away on Saturday morning? Have you got a process of decompressing, going out to surfboard or something?
It was 10 foot yesterday, so it won't be going. End up in Antarctica, but it's I'll get in the water some way or another, get a bit of exercise in, and connect with a bit of the whānau that's down. So there's a big crew come, so it's exciting. I've got a lot of support, and I've been around long enough to enjoy that, but then focus back into the game.
Maybe an obvious question, but just how important is it that you win on the weekend to just kick off the era with a great start and not immediately invite questions about what you're doing, just to start with that positivity and crack on as you want to?
Geez, you're good at leading questions, mate, I tell you. Wow. I think it's going to come no matter what, if it's first test or whatever it is, that's a part of it. And of course you want to start well. You want to start with good intent, and boys are clear, and that's why you focus on the parts you can get right, which is the rugby initially, the leadership, the cultural part and the side of it. Yeah.
Just on Cebu, you obviously had a tough year last year with his
Yeah.
injury and that. How impressed have you been with the way he managed to come back and put himself back into the All Blacks frame, but I suppose particularly in a team that was struggling as well?
Oh, look, his super form was incredible, both sides of the ball. His efforts and his consistency, he's a test footballer, so we're really pleased to have him back. Obviously with Talea, they've played a bit of test footy, they're dangerous, they cover the backfield well, and they defend well, so yeah, it's a good combination.
How difficult was the selection around the ones?
I spent a bit of time on it, yeah.
Did you have conversations with Cebu in the season, and can you put down what his form in Super Rugby was down to? Why he was so great this season? We had conversations, so I can't tell you what those conversations were about, but
you know, like his high standards through the whole lot, and what happened during his week, getting his week right, and what it looked like on the weekend for him. Probably the big thing from his keep backing himself, and he did, didn't he?
How do Bodie take the news that he's on the bench? I know there's nothing can be assumed as far as you're concerned, but you know, coming back, he may have assumed you was a slot straight up fullback or whatever, but how do you know that you?
I took it like a true pro. Whatever's required for this week. Like I said, he's covering a couple of positions, and he can slot in any time. So, no, he was great.
You made your first All Black start in Dunedin, I think, 2000.
And I was at Christchurch, 1998. No, I was off the bench 1998. Yep, in Christchurch. Yeah.
First start might have been. Did you
Oh,
force
first start. Yeah, it's good.
You forced Josh Kronfeld onto the bench against Scotland.
Well, maybe. We're down south here, mate. You don't get too factual and all that sort of stuff.
You owe the target one.
Oh, look, we just, like I said before, we're pleased to be down here and playing to that awesome stadium. And
it's a special rugby place.
It is. Oh, yeah. There's a deep part. The beat's strong down here. The old rugby blood goes round, and then they know their footy. They love Ethan de Groot, I tell you that. That's one thing. I had to pick him. He's guaranteed starter. Nah, he earned it. Yeah.
The family coming around?
Yep.
Yeah.
The whānau in. So family in. Yeah. Yep. They're all going to come in and connect and enjoy it. They deserve it.
We
Ka pai.
wrap things up there, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ray, for your time. Thanks everyone for the questions.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you.